My name is Molly. I am a fan of the brick, and today I'm going to show you the rest of my Lego kitchens. So a couple of weeks ago, I made a video about some of my Lego MOCs, specifically my historical kitchen dioramas. Now in my last video about the kitchens, you got to see 3 of those, the 1970s kitchen, the 2015 kitchen, and the 1930s kitchen. So today, I'm going to be showing you the rest of them. The first kitchen I'm going to talk about is the oldest. Well, not the oldest one I built. The oldest chronologically. Like, through time. This is my 1883 kitchen, inspired by some of the frontier house sort of kitchens like Little House on the Prairie. And some of the features of this one include a little wash basin with a washboard for laundry, some barrels with who knows what in them, a window with a little sort of tattered curtain hanging above, some shelves with various supplies on them, a chimney or a fireplace with a cook stove sort of thing going on where you could cook things over the open fire. And of course, to facilitate that, you would need lots of firewood, so that's parked next door to that. Above that, there's a couple of candles and some pots and pans. And then in the center of the room is the table with a few chairs, some little things, a bowl and a bottle, and a lantern. This is the only one of my kitchen dioramas that is not built studs up. In fact, the floor is built studs sideways, and so are the walls, going in different directions. Okay, so the chimney is built studs up, but the rest isn't, and it's kind of unstable. This kitchen from 1908, or the Edwardian period, is meant to look like a house of a family who's not super rich or poor, just somewhere in the middle. And their kitchen may have looked something like this. So there's a wash basin with a water pump, lots and lots of shelves with things like plates, bowls, jars of preserves, pots and pans, and many cooking utensils hanging from the walls. Also in this era, they've upgraded from a fireplace stove to a cast iron stove, which made baking a little bit easier. So this opens. That opens. And that opens. Of course, a cast iron stove still had to be fed with firewood, so we've got that next to it. At the center of the room is a little table with a checkered tablecloth, a little teapot, and a pie. So in my last video I was talking about the 1930s kitchen, and I was talking about how kitchens from back then, people were buying their fridge and their stove and their stuff at different times, which I forgot to mention, because the Great Depression was going on. A lot of people just couldn't afford to have like new kitchen equipment, or if you could, you would just buy one thing at a time. Okay, so then we move on from the Great Depression, we go into World War II. The economy starts to pick up a bit, but oh no, now they're rationing, and when they're rationing, it's like your neighbors are probably going to frown at you if you go out and buy new stuff, especially like stuff made out of metal. So during the war, most people would probably not have been going out and buying new things or remodeling their homes. So I do have one magazine from the 40s, and it basically says, hey, we get it, your kitchen, it's not looking the best, and we know you can't just go out and make it better. So we suggest you freshen it up with a bright coat of paint. So that is therefore why this kitchen is blue. The checkered tile floor is probably a carryover from the 30s. Some of the features in this build include an electric refrigerator, which you may notice is a bit shorter than refrigerators we're used to nowadays. A long counter space, a big stove, and a sink, little work area, and a pass-through, which is what that window is called. Nowadays, we're all into the open concept floor plan, but back then they were sort of just tiptoeing around the idea. We also have a high chair because, well, in the late 40s it was the baby boom era. And also I wanted to make this build look very, I don't know, homey. So I've got some pies and cakes, little jars of things on the shelves, and of course a pie cooling on the counter in the pass-through.
This is my 1980s kitchen. This is the first kitchen vignette that I ever built, and it used to be a little bit smaller. So in the middle you can see the counter. From there, going all the way over to the refrigerator, that was the original build. And then a few years later, I decided to expand it and add the sliding glass doors. So in this kitchen, some things you may notice are the fridge with the child's artwork on it, the toaster, the microwave, the counter with the stools at it, and one of my favorite things, the brown and tan tiled linoleum floor.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed getting to see more of my Lego kitchens. And that's really it for now. I don't have any more. Someday I might build more, but I have no plans to in the near future. Oh, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And you can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram as Mo Makes Stuff Up. Bye!